Ebo Appiah has joined us. Ebo Appiah strongly disagrees with some of the comments you made, and he has requested to have a conversation with you on the show this morning. So let me quickly, yes, Ebo Appiah, if you can hear me, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty Breakfast.
Good morning.
Yes.
Maybe I'm a
He's my boss.
Coach, about coach. Coach, how are you in your kefa? Coach, only. Yeah. Yesterday, coach was on this platform. That's what. About now we are.
I didn't say that.
Humble. No, coach.
I didn't say that.
No, coach didn't say that.
Coach.
No, coach didn't say that. Coach said Chelsea were going to win because they had the tools. But in his heart, he said in his heart he doesn't want Chelsea to win.
Manchester United tactics yesterday, it's not going to work. Coach.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of
Coach.
Yes, I'm on the line, boss.
Coach, about what you mean?
Oh, David.
Today we have won. All I needed coach to do was to come on air and say that congratulations, Chelsea, and stop all
I've
these
done that.
trophies, not necessary trophy. 8 people won, please. I'm going.
I have done that. I said you should be measured in your celebration.
No.
Is this not the worst trophy in European competition?
No, coach. What coach did is that, I can't care. I can't sorry. General, you come on air as a good sportsman, coach. The first thing you say is that congratulations, Chelsea.
But he has done that.
You don't have any blah 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 to say. You say you don't come and say your blah 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 and then come and say congratulations. We don't want your congratulations, coach. Call congratulations. We don't want it.
Ebo.
How can you tell me that Manchester United trophy cabinet? When was the last time Manchester won a trophy? When was the last time Manchester United after Alex Ferguson left? Have they won any premiership? Now take Alex Ferguson's trophy.
Last season, Man United won the FA Cup. That was a trophy, isn't it?
Take Alex Ferguson's trophies out of Manchester. What will be left? One-man team. Okay,
it will be left with a Europa Cup. It will be left with an FA Cup. It will be left with a Carabao Cup.
Raymond, do you know what got me angry this morning?
No.
He said we don't celebrate these trophies.
But Raymond, how many Champions League has Chelsea won? How many has Manchester won? Is it not 3?
It's 3 the same as 2. It's 3 the same as 2.
Pass out of it.
It's 3 the same as 2.
He's talking as if Manchester has won plenty of Biama.
No, it's 3 the same as 2. I mean, when we all went to school, I know that somebody who has 3 has more than somebody who has 2, isn't it?
You have to thank John Terry for a penalty. Even one of them, you have to thank John Terry for that. John Terry,
John Terry can go down.
Ebo Appiah.
Yes.
Quick one. So a lot of people have raised concerns about Chelsea's participation in the UEFA Conference League. They say only teams that don't perform well in their leagues get the chance to play in the Conference League. And even per the UEFA classification of teams that play in the Conference League, they have very low UEFA coefficients. So clearly, if Chelsea drop all the way from winning Champions League to the Conference League, they shouldn't be too excited because it's a third-tier European competition, European Cup competition. They shouldn't be too excited. What do you make of, some of these comments?
Okay. For you, I will spare you. For you, Raymond.
But me, I've not said anything. I'm just telling you what people are saying.
But listen. Ask in the history of the Premiership, has any club gone through what we went through and be forced to sell under the circumstances that happened?
No.
That you have built a house.
Raymond.
Good.
Wait.
Let me tell him that.
All of a sudden,
we have gone through worse. We have gone through a worse situation in the Premier League.
Coach Bolube, don't call him Coach I've been asking the question.
Okay, Ebo, let's go. Okay, Ebo, finish up.
In the history of the Premiership, has anybody been forced to do what we went through? Is it fair that over 20 or 25 years we build a team and all of a sudden, in 6 or 3 months, the whole thing is destroyed? Unfortunately for us, We got some owners who don't even understand what football is all about. And they started this whole thing. Showed everybody. Showed everybody. If that had not happened, do you think we will ever find ourselves in this competition? Raymond? Or sometimes when you're talking, you can't talk out of context. As if we were playing our normal football. You people were playing your normal ones, and you were playing Europa for so many years. We were not playing normal. Something had to happen for us to descend this low. Ferguson just left, and your club has become like a club without Ferguson's trophy cabinet. Manchester is worse than Crystal Palace.
But about this argument you are making about new owners. The new owners came in and they spent about 1 billion on the club, 1 billion worth of investments.
Okay, of that 1.1 billion, how much have they sold? That's a mistake you are making.
No, but they brought in players.
Manchester, we gave them. Even Manchester, we gave them an Ofunu for 70 million. Manchester, we gave them an Ofunu for 70 million. So check. The mistake you are making, don't join those.
So Chelsea are excited. Chelsea are excited. They have a trophy. Real Madrid will never count in their trophy cabinet.
No. You are making a mistake.
No, I'm asking.
When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. We are not going to play Conference League ever. God forbid. But if we find ourselves there, and we have young lads like Joshua Champong and co who have never lifted a trophy in their life before, and as he was talking blah blah blah, that we were playing the nowhere sentence. Which are the players we used to play those matches? Check the Conference League. How many matches did even the first half, we didn't register Kopama nor Cowell because for us we didn't regard it. So we use our academy boys. The Conference League has helped Chelsea to bring out all these academy boys and give them minutes. That's what we did. What is he talking about?
We are just the coach said you should be modest to your celebration. That's all.
Coach is being Amoya. Manchester United is not going to win any cup in the next God knows. Like Manchester.
Right.
As long as it took Liverpool 20 years. As long as it took Liverpool 20 years to win the Premiership, mark my words, Manchester is not going to win any Premiership until it's 20 years since Ferguson left. Then they will learn.
Tell him that it took Liverpool 30 years, not 20. 30.
And you guys will take 35.
No. You see?
I want coach to understand, actually. Manchester was a club being bullied by Ferguson. A bully his way through. In fact, he even banned BBC, a whole BBC. He banned them from attending Manchester matches. That's how powerful Ferguson was. A win and trophy. How much money has Manchester United spent since Ferguson left? Compare that to Chelsea. Let's do the mathematics. The time Ferguson left.
We will not get into all of that this morning. Next time when you get into the studio, I'll bring you and Chris into the studio so that we can have that conversation. But thank you very much. No.
You shouldn't go. You should wait.
Okay, Coach.
You should wait. I want to make one statement.
Ebo, hold on. Let Coach speak.
That's my boss. That's my boss. Boss, no it. It's been a while since you dropped the momo. Don't do that.
Come on, Manchester. Boss,
what I'm saying is that it's been a while since something dropped on my momo. So please do that after the program. Now, too.
Raymond.
Ebo, let's hear Coach. Ebo, let's hear Coach.
No more.
I'm saying that let's
secondly, if you listen to Ebo, everything he has said is an admittance. He has admitted that competition indeed is not their standard.
Yeah.
He's admitted to that. So I didn't say anything that I shouldn't have said. Now, too, look, I spoke to my boss this morning, Dominic of Asempa FM, the greatest producer of the greatest political program in Ghana. Ekosise, he's a stout Chelsea fan. Even my boss admit that although Chelsea have won the Conference League, their standard is indeed the Champions League.
Yeah.
We are all saying the same thing. Although we are saying, let them be a bit of, control over the celebration. Chelsea fans said they are wearing white. If Man United had won this, look, I wouldn't have even mentioned it on air.
Coach, I want you to congratulate the young boys, Joshua Champong, and those little boys that we used to play up to now. No more.
Okay, so again.
So coach, you just congratulate them, and then we'll
okay, so congratulations to Joshua Champong, Sami Alote, Peter and Noah and John. Congratulations to them.
Ebo Appiah, are you satisfied?
Yes. Now I'm satisfied. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Coach, I'm going to mark Coach boot for boot when it comes to Chelsea.
Right. Thank you very much for your time, Ebo Appiah.
Okay.
Right.
Coach, back door we talk.
Over to you.
Right. Coach, let's get back into that game last night, and let's look at Cole Palmer. For most parts of that game, he was clearly not in the game, and he had this 5-minute spell where he just changed the game. All season, there's been a lot of talk about Cole Palmer not being that player we saw last season. What went wrong for Cole Palmer this season, and how come we never got to see the Cole Palmer we saw last season this season?
Now, you see, last season, what most people completely forgot is the fact that he played under a different manager.
Okay.
Last season, he played under Mauricio Pochettino. And Pochettino used him very differently from how Maresca have used him. Last season, Pochettino will put him on the right as a decoy, but the moment the game starts, then he drifts into the middle. He was locating the blind side of the midfielders of the opponent, and he had Nicola Jackson who worked tirelessly for him, giving him options, moving off the ball, hustling, getting him involved.
Yeah.
Last season, the Chelsea team themselves accepted that this is our best player, so we'll do everything around him. When Maresca came, he decided to be more of a team than to get an individual to flourish within the group. So Maresca's way of doing things was a bit different. And then tactically, last season, Pochettino was very happy to relinquish possession. In a game of football, that team that is dominating the round object is very vulnerable to being attacked when the transition is done right.
Yeah.
Last season, Chelsea was more of a transition team. When Maresca came, he wanted them to control the game. He wanted them to not be very chaotic in their approach. He wanted them to calm down and pass the ball, wait for their moment before they go and punish. These are two ways of approaching games, two very different ways of approaching game. And this season, go back to the records. Anytime they've played as a transition team, they've looked better. Yes. And yesterday, in that last 30 minutes, because of the transition, they were passing the ball quickly. Whenever they won the ball, players didn't take too tight. Look at Caicedo. Look at Enzo Fernandez. When he won the ball, his first control, the next is to let go of the ball. That is how you do transition. And for Caicedo, some of his passes in that last 30 minutes were just one touch, one touch, one touch. When a team is playing one touch and they are getting it right, look, they are a very, very difficult team to play against. If you remember, when Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona and they had the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi, and the rest, they will build up very patiently. But whenever they got to the final attacking third of the opponent and they were in their mood, it was a rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat sort of play. Give, go, 1-1-1-1-1. Then the space is created and then the pass is put through and the ball is in the back of the net. In that Maresca, he needs to decide, would he need Cole Palmer to be at his best? If yes, then Palmer will have to be given that free role to operate.
Yeah.
Maresca have restricted the young man because he wants the team to play in a very controlled manner, to keep their shape, and everybody has got a defensive role to play. And Mauricio Pochettino, Palmer was not overly used defensively. He was more or less the first point of call when they won the ball of the opponent in the transition. These are two different ways of playing the game. And I believe that is why the young man struck. And of course, the absence of Nicola Jackson for a very, very long time this season took something out. Because look, all the boys who were playing in front of him, none of them gave him the options. None of them showed up like Nicola Jackson will normally do when he's playing with him. So it's about the coach and what he really wants his team to do and what he expects or demand of the player. But like you said, in that last 30 minutes, maybe they realized the cup was slipping away. So they needed to quicken whatever they were doing. They needed to hasten whatever they were doing. And that allowed them to play very quickly on the transition. And for me, when a team is that direct, they were a bit more direct yesterday. Under Pochettino, they were more direct than under this current manager. So it's about the manager and what suits the player. But look, obviously, you want to back the manager. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't go well, his job is on the line and he gets sacked.
That's correct. Coach, before I let you go, where do Chelsea go from here? Chelsea have, and yesterday, you could clearly tell Chelsea won the game because they had good squad depth. Now, Chelsea have a very decent side. Are we going to see a Chelsea go into the summer transfer market, bring in more players, or Enzo Maresca, knowing the quality he has in his team, would have to just rely on these players to deliver success for him next season? Should Chelsea go out there in the transfer market and do big business, or this team is good enough to compete on all fronts next season?
No, I think they'll have to let go and bring in some additions, especially in crucial departments. For example, I don't trust any of their goalkeepers. Right. I just don't trust any of their goalkeepers. Would they go in the market and buy a goalkeeper? I doubt. Because Maresca trusts the Sanchez guy, that Spanish boy, so well that he will want to give him another time. Now, you can decide to keep him. But again, they will need a proper number 9. A number 9 that will allow them to score more goals. A player that would allow them not to miss Nicolas Jackson. Because Jackson himself is not that poacher of a striker. He's done extremely very well. He needs somebody to take up the burden of the goal scoring responsibility. Players like Nkuku clearly will have to leave Chelsea because I don't think he's got anything to offer. He's had 2 ACL injuries, and any player who goes through such a career-threatening injury is going to find it extremely difficult to get back to his best years. Again, in defense, it is very clear that the inexperience there is beyond measure. They will need to get, I will say, let go of Bariashile, let go of the one they bought from Fulham. I've forgotten his name. Something Adebayo or something or whatever.
Adarabioyo.
That's right. Let go of those two. Keep Cowell. Cowell, I don't trust him though, but he's an English boy. You know the way they treat their players.
Yeah.
Keep him. For Kukorea, he's got no object. Rich James is excellent when he's fit. He will walk into any team in the world. Rich James, when he's fit, he will walk into any team in that thing. When he's fit, he's the best right back in the modern game as we speak. He can control, he can tackle, he can attack, he can strike the ball with he does almost everything. He's good in the air, he's powerful, he's strong. That is what Rich James. But because of fitness, he will not be able to. Is Malo Gusto a better replacement? Maybe you can give Gusto another year to assess him. This is first year. He's still very, very, I think 22, 21, 22. You can look at him again. But on the face of what I have witnessed, they need a number 9. They need 2 experienced centre-back. And then, if they can, they should get a quality goalkeeper. So I will say that maybe 3 out of the 4, you want to stick to this goalkeeper. But somebody to bail out Nicolas Jackson or somebody to get them to play a bit differently, but with purpose and intent, result-oriented, who is a forward player. And then you need to be solid at the back. Because, look, most of Chelsea game this season, 5-3, 3-2. You don't want that. In the Champions League, you will get to the stage where you have to ground out results.
Yeah.
Some like they did on the last day of the season. They ground out the result against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
You need to be able to establish that norm. Under Mourinho, there were times when Chelsea, if they score 1, you know the game is done. You know the game is done. And every good team should have that in their DNA, that a time will come that the quality of the opposition, it will be extremely difficult for you to go out and score 2. And when you allow yourself to score 2-3 goals before you win, then it means you are going to lose. So for me, these 4 areas, if they can get at least 3, defensively, don't compromise. Somebody to put in the ball in the back of the net, don't compromise on that. and then they should do some ship out. I think because the squad is still. They've loaned out a lot of players. All these players are going to come back. Some of them will have to leave because you cannot be training with over. You remember at the beginning of the season, they had close to 78 players. Yes, that some of them were not getting placed in the dressing room to dress and all that.
Yeah.
You don't want that to repeat itself. So prune down the team to maximum 25, 26 players and work with them. And I think they'll be fine if they have the right quality on board.